Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex. And yes, we are going to be giving a CTP to Ancient One. And I know after what I said yesterday in the video, giving my first impressions, it didn't really seem like a good idea to do that because I genuinely wasn't impressed with Ancient One's build. And that's sort of still the case. I still think Ancient One is a good leadership / support. And I still think they have a really cool tier 3 ability. But as a standalone character, especially for DPS, I do think there are better options out there, and particularly in the blast category, we've seen better options recently. So I don't really think Ancient One and Mortal really bring anything new to the table, and that's a bit disappointing because I was hoping to see them bring something new to the table. However, we're going to have some fun. We're going to give them a CTP, and we're going to see how they rock out. Right now, I mean, this is not bad. This is a 180 damage proc. It's actually a 216% proc, because of the way that the passive works. Now, if you're wondering what that means, basically, just like Rogue and Lizard and these other characters, Ancient One increases their buffs that they get from their own abilities to themselves. So it's like a self-buff for yourself. Can we push it? Yes? Yes. Okay, cool. So yeah, any sort of buff effect is going to have an increased effect. So if you go and check out the the guaranteed crit rate, instead of being 30%, that 30% is then increased by 40%, and then you add that 40% on. So that's why it's 36%. I believe it's 40%. I'm not 100% sure. 100% sure. Haha. But yeah, this is pretty good. A 216 proc, which is actually a 180 proc. Able to do stage 19. And I should... I mean, do it pretty, pretty straightforwardly. But then again, why would you build Ancient One when you could just build Doctor Strange or so many other good blast types? Okay, we just lost Wave there. This is also with double support. It's almost triple support because Ancient One also has like self-ignore dodge, good leadership. This is a pretty stacked team. It looks good, right? Especially with an Obelisk, it looks good. But trust me when I say it's just not that impressive, given that, we've got 25% Pierce accounts with tons of energy attack and tons of all these stats and stuff like that. Pretty easy to play, pretty easy proc rotation, although the tier 3 does make it a little bit more difficult. I have to say, I wish the tier 3 was cancelable. If the tier 3 was cancelable, then you would have a situation in which you can tank here because of the healing. But yeah, if the tier 3 was cancelable, you'd have a situation in which you could I think you could really pump out some serious damage. But without that cancelable tier 3, you're sort of in a situation where you lose like every third proc, so to speak. You sort of lose a proc, or you lose the tier 3 kind of thing. It's a bit wonky. So yeah, in general, probably pretty easy to proc on. Not probably, pretty easy to proc on. Not the easiest, not the hardest. Just the tier 3 skill that's kind of wonky. But there's just so many characters nowadays, right? And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. The more characters that come out, the more there needs to be a really good reason to invest, right? The reason to invest in Ancient One outside of the leadership / support right now, in my opinion, is there is none, right? You should not be tier 3ing Ancient One for their damage, but doing a support showcase is not really as interesting or as spicy or as fun. So we're gonna do a main damage showcase and really see with the CTP of Rage how much further Ancient One can go, because Ancient One has the stats for a Rage. The crit damage and the guaranteed crit rate is really nice for a Rage, and she's also going to increase. The Rage is going to last, not the buff duration. It's not going to last longer, but instead of being a 0.9 buff, it's actually going to be a 1.1 or a 1.2 buff. It's really, really cool, so I wanted to show that to you guys. We just need to find a suitable replacement here, and then we're going to slap this one on and get right to it, and I think this should be just fine. So we're going to go ahead and swap this. So you saw what she can do with an Obelisk. Yeah, she can proc on an Obelisk as well. I do think she's proc friendly, so you don't have to worry too much about that. We just need to change this over to crit rate, and we should be hunky-dory. You do want to max out crit rate and crit damage and dodge. You want to max out all of those, but it's very easy to max out her crit damage, so I don't have to worry about that. It's at 195 right now, and we're missing a whole bunch of Uru, so I could just literally do this twice. We'll do it in a symmetrical way, and that should honestly be enough. And there we go, we're all capped. So now that we're capped, let's see what Ancient One can do with a spam rotation. let's see what she can do in that same content. Probably one of the nicest things about Ancient One's support buffs are definitely going to end up being the ignore dodge. The 40% ignore dodge is really nice, and it synergizes also really well with a CTP of Rage because you don't need to worry about ignore dodge, right? So the other thing that's nice about a CTP of Rage with Ancient One is, do I get stun immunity? I do. I can just spam, like I said. I can just spam. And when the Rage pops up again... Oh, it says 1%. Oh, 1.1. Okay, 1.1. I feel like it should be more. Shouldn't it be 1.2? I don't know. Maybe it's being rounded. Who knows? But yeah, see, this is cuter, right? This, you don't have to worry. You can sort of just do whatever you want, yada, yada, yada. And then when you see that come up, nice. I lost all my buffs. That was awesome. Bro, that Purifying Wind buff, I swear that thing... Yo, you're behind your thing? What's going on? Hello? No. What are you doing over there, buddy? But yeah, see, she can pop off a little bit better now. Again, why would you tier 3 Ancient One and give them a Rage? You wouldn't do that, right? Right? You're not insane. You're not Cynicalex. You're not unstable. But I am. Oh, just a little bit more juice and we could have pushed it. Dang. 100-second challenge? If you want to get 25% Pierce and then tier 3 Wong and then Transcend Wave and then tier 3 Ancient One, buy all their new uniforms and then give Ancient One a Rage, you too can clear the stage 19 100-second challenge. Or you can get pretty close. You can get pretty close. And so this is not the highest stage that Ancient One can clear. So let me be clear about that. Ancient One can go higher. I believe she can go all the way up to stage 30. So that's pretty cool. But we don't want to die there. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's almost 100 seconds. Just over 108 seconds. That's not bad at all. Very easy to play. This to me, again, this is not meta breaking. This is not like, whoa, crazy damage sort of thing, but this is more fun. This is fun. So we're gonna take fun and we're gonna see here if we can extend our fun a little bit further. We can use Taskmaster even, and we're gonna bring in, where's Ancient One? Ancient One is right there, and let's see if Ancient One can do Ultron. Yeah, and again, the nice thing is with that 40% ignore dodge, you're set, man. You're set. So I do really like the 40% dodge there. Sort of like a weaker version of Valkyrie. I think that's probably the best way to describe Ancient One's passive support. A weaker version of Valkyrie. This is not happening. I'm not sure. The AoE seems nice, but then it's not. Come over here. My Rage already procced, goof. Yeah, there's a lot of hits, right? But it takes so long to get into the tier 3, dude. It takes so long. The damage is just not there. Now he's iframing. Yeah, and then what is Ancient One going to do? Can I tank the spears? I'm dead. Okay, yeah. I didn't think this was going to happen anyways. The damage is not that good. Okay, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves with stage 19. That's fine. I want to test out a bunch of different things here. So now we can go to human. Yeah, human hero. Let's try 24 here. Again, we can use the supports. And then we can just slap on Ancient One. Let's see how stage 24 looks. Again, just whatever strikers, it doesn't matter. We don't need the ignore dodge. Let's see if, without any fire resistant strikers, just a rapid fire pop into these different game modes, if we will be able to tank the damage. But yeah, really relaxed playstyle here for pretty chill sort of, who asked for this tier 3 character? I'm not sure who was like, I really want Ancient One tier 3, but you got your wish, which is awesome. So now let's see what Ancient One can do. Oh, I think that's probably the fastest you can cancel it. I actually canceled it a little bit before those circles came up. Man, maybe if they just patched Ancient One and they're like, listen, you can now cancel her tier 3. Maybe that would be enough. Maybe. This is pretty good. I'm a little bit worried about taking too much damage. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Oh, I think I canceled that one a little bit early. But yeah, maybe if you could just cancel the tier 3. Or if the invisibility worked. Right? I think it sort of works against Null, where he sort of just stands there looking for you. It doesn't work against Mephisto. I don't think it works against Ultron either. Ancient One has really cool animations, but at this point in time in the game, right? We're like mid 2022. We just got this insanely OP Doctor Strange rework. People are looking at this like, what do I need Ancient One for? Right? I have just Doctor Strange is just a better version of this. Yeah, sure, Doctor Strange is more expensive. Yeah. And Doctor Strange doesn't have the support passive. Yeah, that's true. So there are some advantages to Ancient One, but damage is king in Marvel Future Fight. We can't really get away from that. And you can only bring 3 characters into a fight anyways. And there isn't any sort of like swapping going around where you sort of use one character, swap to another character, and you sort of need that sustain. So, you know, why go for the card that has a top speed of 150 when you can get the 200, right? I don't know if that actually makes sense, but oh, we dodged the purple pillar, but we're not healing. There we go. There's the heal. I think were we not healing because of the invisibility? It's possibly sus there. But yeah, this is really smooth. I would personally say just go with a rage. I don't know. If you really wanted to make Ancient One work, I would say just go with a rage. It's way easier to play. Oh, she's a little slow. Little bit slow. Ooh. Just actually not slow. I wouldn't say slow. But yeah, I'm not getting that heal right away from the 5th skill. You also don't get it when you're in the iframe of the 6th skill. Yeah, like I'm not getting the heal at all. Yeah, you don't get the heal when you're in the invincibility. That's gotta be an oversight, dude. What? I can't heal myself with my own healing ability when I'm invisible? Who cast the spell? Mr. Magoo? Okay, so yeah, see, still crushes stage 24. But again, I think this may have a little bit to do with the double support and the 25% pierce. But yeah, you definitely do have a lot of synergy with the buffs that Ancient One gets on a CTP. That's why I think you're going to see a bit of a higher jump from an Obelisk to a CTP, because Ancient One takes the buffs of the CTP and then increases them by 40%. I don't know if, I think it's on her uniform. Yeah, so increases, it's that first line there, increases all buff effects by 20%. I wish it also increased the duration of the buff, because then the rage would last 7 seconds instead of 5, and then you could basically just spam it, which is exactly what you can do with a judgment or a rage for Rogue, because she has the buff effect for 20% and the duration for 30%. So that would have been really nice. That maybe could have been the tipping point to make Ancient One a better tier 3 to invest in for a damage dealer. I don't think it's a bad idea to tier 3 Ancient One as a support lead, but I would say that she's still well behind better options out there. So, you know, a lot of them are transcended. They're not tier 3, but Valkyrie we talk about a lot. Wave we talk about a lot. Taskmaster is tier 3. Those are going to be better supports, in my opinion, than just straight up Ancient One. Unless, like I've said before, you're specifically doing it for those blast types that have elemental damage, then I think Ancient One is a better support for them than Taskmaster. Like, for example, if you really like using Human Torch, you're much better off tier 3ing Ancient One than tier 3ing Mr. Fantastic. Much better off, right? Much better off. Because even if you don't buy Ancient One's new uniform, you can use Ancient One on all the same stages as Human Torch, because you can use Ancient One on all the hero stages, all the human stages, and then you can always just default back to the male stage, and you still get a better lead, right? Because even with just the male stage, you're still getting that 45% energy attack. It's not as good as the other one there, but it also still gives you the 25% elemental damage, right? So this is definitely better than Mr. Fantastic's lead, which is just 60%. And then with this one, you get a character that may do as much damage as Mr. Fantastic, or very close to as much damage as Maker, right? So again, it's for very specific, under very specific circumstances. Wow, under very specific circumstances, Ancient One is a great tier 3. But I think in the current climate of the game, people are really looking for that next big meta shift. And we just got one with Doctor Strange, so I'm not necessarily expecting another one. But that's why I think a lot of players are just like, good enough is not good enough, and they're sort of passing on Ancient One and Mordo. But I wanted to make a fun video for you guys. I wanted to show you, and I wanted to remind you, play the game that you want to play the game, right? Just because a character is proc friendly or isn't proc friendly, it doesn't mean you have to give them this Obelisk or that CTP, right? You can be like alt woe and you can give Shang-Chi an Obelisk in the face of all of the people saying you have to give him a Rage. On the flip side, you don't have to listen to what everyone says. You don't have to give Vision a CTP of Energy or Superior Iron Man or all these sort of good with a proc characters. Slap a Rage on them if you want. Do whatever you please. Just don't give Sharon Rogers a CTP of Transcendence. Whoever gave you that advice is an idiot. Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.